We all start out with images like this. This is me, 6 months old. Yep, that's chubby little Jason. And it's amazing to look back on some of these photos and see what I looked like and where I came from. And it's interesting to look back at these. But somehow we went from these to this. Doesn't really have the same effect, does it? We print these photos as mementos. Sometimes, they might be a school picture. They might be a family picture. They might just be something that we want to use as a memory. Hand out to family members, friends. Sometimes they commemorate events in our lives. And sometimes they're pretty funny. Yes, that's me. Sometimes it's while we work. We're at an event. You never know. Sometimes maybe it's a pet when they're acting goofy. Maybe it's your first car. Wow, I remember that car. Sometimes it's just an adventure in a canoe down a river. Sometimes it's hanging out with your parent. Sometimes it's friends that you want to remember a party or an event. And it's just an all-around good time. The nice thing about photos is they take you back to those moments where you laugh, where you cry, you stumble, and you laugh again. Every time I walk down the hall in my house, there's a picture on the wall from when I stopped on the side of the interstate to look at what we couldn't figure out at first was actually a cotton field. I look at a picture every time I leave my house of the view from the top of the Eiffel Tower on the Las Vegas Strip. I think about stepping out from the brush on the edge of the Grand Canyon for the first time. I think of that first great adventure with my girlfriend, Presley, who's a huge Harry Potter fan. Yeah, we went to Universal Studios and we got to see the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and there was the castle, there was Hogwarts right in front of us. That hangs in our dining room, and it reminds us of that trip every time. I've begun to print more and more of my photos, and recently I just printed a bunch for some gifts. This one's for a family member that saw this on my website and she loved it, and she's like, "Oh my God, I love those cows at the sunset." So this one's for her. It was supposed to be a Christmas present, but with everything that was going on in the world, I couldn't actually get it in time. And this one is for my mom, who loved when we went to wine country in California. And this one's for her. So, these memories are going to be for everybody, but they take us back to those moments. This is one of my favorite trips with my girlfriend, where we went to Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia. And this one too, where we got to see the lighthouse and the Great Rocks. And it was a cloudy weekend, but we still had a great time. And it was one of our first trips together. It was on her birthday weekend, and we'll always have that memory. This moment will always be with us, and we have these pictures hanging in our home. And we have those moments that we can look back on. And sometimes when you look at a photo like this, you get absorbed. You get sucked right in. It's a tactile experience. One that I want to do more. I want to print more of my photos. I want to see them in print. I want to see the colors. I want to use different paper. I want to give more of my photos away to my friends, my family. Speaking of gifts, my sister just redesigned her reading room in her house, and she really wanted a picture from our trip to Florida when we went to Harry Potter, and she was there with us. And this photo is going to be for her. Look how big that is. There's the Harry Potter castle, and that's going to be for her. The last one I'm going to show you is one from our most recent trip to California, and it's one for my girlfriend and I in our house. We haven't decided where we're going to put it yet, but this one is one of our favorite moments. We sat on the beach in Oceanside, California, watched the sunset, had our feet in the Pacific Ocean for the first time, and we eventually went out on the pier and had dinner and watched the sunset. It was just an all-around great day. And these moments, when you look at these photos, are the moments that take you back to that place, to that time. You remember, you smell the ocean, you feel the air on your skin, you see the sunset in your mind's eye, and they take you back to those very moments. And that's why I encourage people to print their photos. We don't print our photos anymore. You know, we have memories and they end up here. It's not the same. See you again next time.